People always say, don't worry, it gets better. You hear it in the movies, from your parents, from your friends after another bad day. But no one ever tells you when it does get better. It's always the next day, it's just the same thing, just different day, as the old saying goes. Nobody tells you what to do when you've been waiting for years for things to get better. And the worst part about it is that no matter how much you put into it, nothing really changes. You graduate, you get a job, you start checking off all the boxes society hands you. You start to feel empowered, a bit successful when things are going a certain way. I think the point of college is to get a job, but once you have it, there are other issues that you look into that hits you in the face. Despite reaching this goal, yet somehow it still feels like something is missing. It's like you're just floating through the days, and all these days look the same. Feels like Monday and Tuesday are just blended into one. So many things happen in one day where you just simply lose track. And then you're just hoping for that tomorrow finally hits and wish for that tomorrow to be better. But it's not, because nothing changes. It's like you've been grinding the game for months, trying to perfect your aim, trying to compete. You feel like you're practicing, but when it comes down to it, you still can't make it. You still aren't enough. And next thing you know, you're just tired of playing. You just don't want to keep going. And it's annoying. We tell ourselves that once we hit the next milestone, like a better job, an apartment, a better vision for ourselves, then finally something will start making sense. But every time we get there, it's just another loading screen. Different background, different feeling. Same thing, different day. Maybe the truth isn't that life doesn't get automatically better. Not with time, not with money, not with milestones. But time doesn't fix what we refuse to face. It just makes us better at pretending that we're okay. And really, everything's just BS. So, part one of this video is basically explaining like the lie we grew up hearing. We grew up being told that life has a natural curve, that things start hard, but eventually things get easier. You graduate, get a job, start being broke, or at least you think, start making some money, meet the right people, and things will start to fall into place. But it seems like the best part skips over the middle. The years where nothing seems to move. Like all of the years that you've been doing everything right, but it just feels like you're floating because nothing has changed. And this is where people lose faith. And I don't blame them, because truth is, it doesn't get better. It only changes if you change something. And that's something that's a bit powerful I want to share here. Things could be mundane, routine-like. It's only really up to you to make things change, to make things better, whether it be physically or mentally. The second part of this video is basically explaining the plateaus, where it feels like you may have hit a wall. The reason life doesn't get better for a lot of people is because of the stagnation that we feel, because we want to progress. We want to feel some level of comfort in our day-to-days. And maybe we just stop trying new things because we're afraid to fail over and over again. And over time, the comfort zone becomes a trap once we reach it. The job, the same habits, the same routines. You're technically living, but not really growing. We confuse stability with peace, but they're both not the same thing. Peace is when content with yourself. Stability is just when something or not anything is falling apart. Stability feels like things are held together. The third part of this video is what I want to explain is nothing changes, you should change. And here's the uncomfortable truth. When life doesn't get better, you start changing. You get quieter, dream less, accept less. You start convincing yourself that this is just how life is, that maybe happiness is overrated, that people who make it just got lucky. That mindset slowly kills you. Not all at once, but piece by piece, it just takes things away from you. Until one day you realize you stopped hoping for more. You stopped hoping for change. You start pressing on. You transition from a mindset of having exuberance, lighthearted energy to take on the world. But because the things that you're surrounded by, your routines, where about things just get worse, get quieter, dream less, you accept less, and you just take things as it is. It's like when you rage quit a game and never come back. Not because it was impossible, but because at some point you just start believing that it was winnable. The last part I want to share in this video is why it's not the end. It's funny because at some point things shift. And this is not motivational fluff. Life doesn't magically get better, but you can get better at living it. You get more sharper, become more aware, you learn to manage your emotions, you learn what's worth fighting for and what isn't. You start to accept that life not supposed to feel amazing every day. It's just supposed to feel real. As the old saying goes, you can have happiness without some sadness and vice versa. The yin and the yang, right? Once you stop expecting happiness to be consistent or constant, you start noticing the small wins. You get peace, you get clarity, and then you get progress. And those moments are things getting better. It's just not the way you managed it. So I think we gotta learn how to make peace with the struggle. It's okay to admit that you're tired. It's okay to admit that you expected more from life by now. That doesn't make you weak. It just makes you human. But here's the key. Stop waiting for better. Instead, start building it. Every new skill you learn, every boundary you set, every time you choose discipline over comfort, that's a form of healing. But it doesn't get better overnight. But over time, you get stronger. And that strength becomes your peace. So no, maybe it just doesn't get better. But it can become more meaningful, more honest, and more you. Only if you stop waiting and start moving will you see this change. So if you're still here watching, I know you're fighting through something. Keep going. From a stranger to somebody else. Just keep going. Even if it's slow, even if it's quiet, you're still in the game. And that doesn't mean you haven't lost. So just keep grinding. Not for the perfect ending, really, but for the better version of yourself. And I think that's the real win that we need to experience. Alright then, fellas, that's pretty much it for today. I am trying out a different form of videos. I do want to start reading off a script and talk about certain topics that are tangible to all of us. And today's topic, that tangibility, was about it just doesn't get better until we have that different mindset that persuades us that yes, it does get better. Alright then, fellas, peace.